Hey, my name is Spencer Richard, or as I'm more usually better known by, Servant. I am a rap artist, producer, filmmaker, author, and podcast host from Alberta, Canada. And today I'll be answering 5 questions to help promote my short story Anika, which I'm proud to announce will be hitting shelves on October 24th as part of the 3rd volume of the eminently dark If I Die Before I Wake anthology series. This collection of stories is being published by Sinister Smile Press, and I am just really grateful to be part of it. Question 1. What is your favorite childhood book? My favorite childhood book, without question, is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book taught me to love fiction. It was the first piece of work that I read that I truly fell in love with the art form. I fell in love with the characters as if they were real people. To this day, it's a story that really moves me. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card is a close second for me. The only reason why it's not my favorite childhood book is because I actually read it as an adult. Question number 2, what is the first book that made you cry? So there are a lot of books that make me cry. I'm a very emotional guy and I get deeply affected by stories. So I can't think what my first book was that made me cry. Maybe it was To Kill a Mockingbird. I can tell you which book made me cry the most, and that would be The Road by Cormac McCarthy. If you haven't read it, bring some tissues. There is a part that I just couldn't stop crying. In fact, I'm still crying about that. Question number 3, and this one's a little bigger. What do you think makes a good story? So, let me think. A good story is something meaningful with a coherent plot that communicates something true and beautiful by transporting you somewhere else. The stories that hit me the hardest are the ones that speak to the human condition and make me fall in love with the characters in the process. As for myself, I have the cool experience of being able to be a storyteller as an author, but also as a rap artist. I tell a lot of stories in my music. I always try to tell something that I can see truth through, like through a scanner darkly or woven into the tapestry of reality in some way that points to something bigger and beyond itself. And that process isn't always linear, and it certainly isn't always quantifiable. There is a skill in telling a good story, but there's also an X factor. This is kind of like this mystery at its core. Yeah, it's like a dance. I write the words, but I don't know the rhythm. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess what I'm saying is that when I read a book or watch a television show or something, and when I really feel like the writers have lost themselves in this dance, where they've totally given themselves into this process, and they've kind of honed it using their great skill set to articulate the plot in a cogent manner with great dialogue, pacing, setting, all the rest. And when I come away from their work with a deeper sense of meaning and understanding of myself, others, or the universe around me, that's usually when I know I'm sitting in the presence of a very good story. Question number 4, what kind of story is Anika? So this is a horror collection or dark fiction collection that it's involved with, but I actually wouldn't have considered it horror, probably because I'm not well versed as a horror author. I write a lot of things that are very suspenseful. I think that I try to keep people on the edge of their seat, and this one happens to be a little gruesome. So I think that fit the category. I think Anika is at its heart a story about someone who is morally detestable, but sympathetic, at least in my eyes. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about it. I don't want to spoil anything, and I want people to read it. Suffice to say that Anika is a character study that's super vague. She's Russian. Question number 5, how do you select the names of your characters? So I like this question because it actually made me think of a little anecdote. I'm writing a novel, and I've been writing this novel for some time, and I got 3 daughters now. And there was a character in my novel named Millicent, and I really love this name. And when I was just dating my wife, I told her this name, and she's like, oh, if we have a girl someday, we gotta name her Millicent. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Lo and behold, our first daughter, my wife was determined we were gonna name her Millicent, so we did. But that means I wanted to change the character's name in my story. So then in this novel that I'm still working on, I changed the character Millicent to Harriet. And then 2 kids later, just 7 months ago, we had our 3rd daughter and named her Harriet. And so then I had to change Harriet's name again in the story. So her name is now Zeta. And if I have a 4th daughter at any point, I'm sure I'll name her Zeta. So thank you for taking the time to check this out. I really hope that you consider buying this anthology. You'll be able to get it on paperback and on your bookshelf, plus Kindle and Kobo and any other reading devices. And I'm just so proud to be on the page with these other formidable artists, these formidable writers. And it's a dream come true for me to be part of an actual collection that I'll be able to have on my shelf. So thanks for taking the time. If you want to check out anything else that I do, you can go to servant.com. You can see some of my rap music, you can listen to me on Spotify and all that, and stay tuned because I hope to be getting published a lot more in the future and really have a two-career situation as a rap artist and producer and also as an author. And this just feels really good, and I feel really grateful to be taking a step closer to who I really want to be in this life. So thanks again. I'll talk to you later.